So, hello, we are going to be looking at our designing a house project. So, the idea of this project is that you will be creating a house and you'll have the real dimensions of a house and you'll have the scale dimensions of the house. So, the real dimensions are all in feet, the scale dimensions all in inches because we can really only work with inches when we're drawing on a smaller scale. So, that's why we have to scale whatever our real dimensions are. So, we need to take a look here. So I have a couple of examples on here for you. So we have the dining room, which is 30 feet by 15 feet. And the goal is to figure out what would this be in inches. So ideally, we're keeping the same, it should be the same shape, but it's just going to be a little bit smaller in inches. So let's take a look at how we do this mathematically. So we got 30 feet. And typically we like to set up something called a proportion. So we're looking for the inches and we don't know what the inches are. So we can label that as X inches. Since we don't know what the inches are, we can label it as X inches. And the X inches, we want to get 30 feet. We want to know what the inches for 30 feet is. So we need to do X inches for 30 feet. So that's, we got what we don't know, and then we have what we do know, which is it's 30 feet. And then we look at what the scale they give us. They say 3 feet is equal to 1 inch. So you are going to match the feet with the feet and the inches and the inches. So if the inches are in the denominator, you're going to match, the numerator, you're going to match it in the numerator on the right side. If the denominator is feet on the left side, then you're going to make sure it's feet on the right side. So 1 inch to 3 feet. So now we have a proportion that looks like this. We have X inches out of 30 feet and then 1 inch out of 3 feet. So to solve this, we're going to use something called cross multiplication. And that's where we're multiplying by making a cross. So this is not a cross like when you multiply straight across, where you multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. This is actually cross multiplication. So you should be making a cross. So you do X times 3, which is 3X. 1 times 30, which equals 30. And then to solve for X, this is basically like saying 3 times X. So on both sides, we are going to divide. Because now this 3 over the 3 makes a big giant 1. So then you end up with just X. And then you end up with 30 divided by 3, which is 10. So this would be 10 inches. So now I know my room, the first part of the dimension for my room is 10 inches. And now we have to figure out the 15 feet. So we're going to do the same process, except for 15 feet instead. So I'm going to do this on the back because we don't have enough space. So we have 15 feet. And we don't know how many inches that is. So X inches out of 15 feet. And then our scaled was 1 inch out of 3 feet. So then if we cross multiply again, like we did on the front, X times 3 is 3X. And then we have 15 times 1, which is 15. And then we're going to divide by 3 on both sides, make our giant 1. So then we're left with just X equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. So this is 5 inches. So now I know from here, this should be 10 inches by 5 inches. So that's my new scale dimension. So when I'm drawing this on my project, I know I should make my dining room 10 by 5 inches. All right, so now let's do the bedroom. So now in this situation, they give you the scale dimensions. You need to give the real dimensions. So it's a similar process. So you have 9 inches by 9 inches. So we only have to really solve for 9 inches because it's the exact same. It's basically a square. So we only have to solve this one time because we can assume once we get the feet in 9 inches, then we'll have the feet for the other 9 inches. So we have 3 inches equals 6 feet. So we want to know the feet. So they tell us 9 inches. So that's what we do know. We know it's 9 inches. We do not know how many feet. So X amount of feet, because we don't know. Equals, they tell us for our scale drawing, we got 6 feet and 3 inches. So we know that we want to match our inches together. So 3 inches will go in our numerator. And then 6 feet will go in the denominator because we're matching feet with feet, inches with inches. And then you can cross multiply from here. So you get 3 times x, which is 3x. And then you also get 9 times 6, which is 54. And then you are going to take both sides and you want to get rid of that 3 next to the x. So we need to figure out, sorry, we're going to divide on both sides by 3 because we don't want this 3 next to the x. So in order to get rid of it, we have to divide. But if you divide on one side, you also have to divide on the other side. So you do 3x divided by 3 and then 54, and then you'll do 54 divided by 3. So then you end up with x equals 54 divided by 3, which is 18. And we were looking for the amount of feet. So x equals 18 feet. So we know that 9 inches is actually equal to 18 feet. So then this would be 18 feet by 18 feet. So we've looked at both how to go from the real dimensions to the scale dimensions. We've also looked at how to go from the scale dimensions to the real dimensions. So the most important thing is that you're matching the inches with the inches, the feet with the feet. And then for your cross multiplication, that you're multiplying the numerator on the left side with the denominator on the right side and vice versa for the other way. And then you solve for x by dividing on both sides and getting the value of x. So if you are confused by anything or you need to go back and review something, please feel free to do so, or you can ask your teachers. Thank you.